again, everybody.
Hello.
We're back, and we're back with episode 9, or episode 3 of the food series. If you're keeping up, not too confusing. This is episode 9 of our Tina Butty podcast, and I'm Dominic.
I'm Erica.
And we're going to be talking about fast food in this one, because this is the food series.
Yay.
So, yep. And we're going to be talking about why do some chains not come over to the US and some are not in the UK,
right.
and
what makes them more popular
what makes them more popular, yeah. And so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of US fast food that's not in the UK.
Is there?
Yeah, there's like
Dominic's done the research on
I've
it.
done the research on this, and I'm such a great researcher, as you all know. I've done the research, and I found that Wendy's, I mean, this is US fast food that's not in the UK. Wendy's, Whataburger, Carl's Jr., In-N-Out, A&W, Long John Silver's, which you'd think might be in the UK because it's a fish place.
Yeah, fish and chips.
Fish and
you
chips.
Can get French fries there.
Yeah, you can get.
I've not been there in years.
But yeah, Long John Silver's again. It's like that. That's the hardest market to break into. Yeah. I think is the UK. I don't think they're going to even bother trying to go over there because there's so many.
I think it was
fish and chip
inspired by British fish and chips, though, because you can get vinegar for your chips for your. That's something.
Yeah, that's something you never really see over here is vinegar on French fries.
Mm-hmm, no.
The only place actually that I've really seen it in a fast food place is we're going to talk about is Five Guys, and that's in the UK.
Oh yeah.
You can get like their chips are probably the best. Their French fries are probably the best fast food French fries I've ever had.
Yeah.
Over here.
Yeah.
And it's coincidental that last year it was named the top fast food place in Britain.
Yeah.
Beating out Nando's, even.
Oh, yeah. Now that is crazy, yes. Because British people love Nando's.
Yeah, we love Nando's, and yeah.
I wonder why. I wonder if it's because it's a more new. To me, it's new-ish. Anyway, I mean, it's only been...
came to the UK in 2015.
Okay.
So, in 2 years, it's managed to become the number one spot. And I think it's just because of the chips. The chips are absolutely brilliant. Honestly, I cannot understate this,
I mean, it's... Yeah.
Or overstate it, really,
Yeah. Whataburger does the same sort of thing with their burgers as Five Guys. As Five Guys, they have a bunch of like add-ons that you can add to your burger. For although at Five Guys they don't charge for some things. For some things, I think.
Yeah. I mean, you can get a really good burger at Five Guys. I mean, it's pretty good, but really, I could just go there and eat all that because they give you a boatload of fries, and they're thick cut and they're seasoned and they're just mouth-wateringly good. If you haven't had Five Guys, just go and get it now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how widespread it is. I don't know if they have... I think it's definitely not something that they have in small towns.
Yeah, I mean, obviously my first time having it was over here in the Arboretum.
Yeah.
And, I was just like, oh, this is just so good. And, Whataburger, obviously that's not something that's over in the UK. Because I think that's just a Texas thing, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
I don't even think it's in any surrounding states.
No.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Not.
There's just some chains that.
Carl's Jr. I've never had Carl's Jr.
No.
It's just hamburgers, isn't it?
I think maybe I've had it once. Yeah, it's just a hamburger place like any other, like In-N-Out or.
Yeah. Popeyes. That's not in the UK. I've never seen that. That's a chicken place. It's fried chicken,
and that's the best fried chicken place, in my opinion.
It beats out KFC for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like it. I love it. I love fried chicken a lot. That's probably if I had to eat one fast food type for forever, I'd probably pick a chicken joint. Because I love chicken.
KFC has really gone downhill.
I think you're just basing it on the one near us because it's like that place is very hit and miss, and it's usually miss.
When I was a kid, I remember getting KFC, and it was like. It was good, I really enjoyed it, but I don't know, the last several times I've had it, it's just...
I just love the herbs and spices, the batter, the original recipe chicken.
It's like it's been cooked and it's just been sitting under a heating lamp for a while.
Yeah, it's not really fresh.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing we were going to talk about, the menus that differ between the UK and the US, you know, because over here in like KFC and stuff,
Yeah.
you're going to get the chicken.
Yeah.
And you're going to get
that's one
mashed
thing.
Potatoes and gravy.
Before we go to the menus, though, that's one thing that I don't know if people who have never been to the UK before, or particularly now when we say the UK, for the most part, we're not really talking about London, because
London's not the UK.
Well, London is a huge metropolitan city, like New York City, like
yes,
you know, like
and when
Rome,
we speak about America, we're not exactly talking about New York either, because you could probably find everything there too.
Yeah, you're gonna find any and everything you want in those cities. London's gonna have everything.
Yes, it pretty much does have everything. Yeah.
To be able to afford to live in or around London, then you're going to be okay as an American expat living in the UK.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone talking really like an American expat complaining about living in London, because I think they've got access to pretty much everything there.
Yeah.
You know, it would be like living in New York City.
So when we're talking about the UK, we're talking about everywhere besides London. Usually, I mean, sometimes obviously we're going to be
small
talking
towns,
about London. Yeah. So my first time going to Wales, where Dominic lived before.
Where I lived before I came over here.
Before you came over here. I was really naively, probably, but I was really surprised to see how many American chain restaurants that you got fast food.
I mean, you were expecting McDonald's. Surely.
I was expecting McDonald's and Starbucks.
Starbucks and McDonald's.
I was like, they're gonna have McDonald's and Starbucks.
But you weren't expecting like Burger King or Subway or anything
Domino's,
like that. Domino's,
KFC.
Even? Domino's has been around in the UK since the 90s.
In my mind, and this is again going back to when I was little, Pizza Hut is more famous than than Domino's.
Yeah, it is.
So I would have expected to see Pizza Hut, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I was just like, oh my god, it was. Now the town that he is from is not tiny. We're not talking like
it's close to Swansea if you look on a map.
We're not talking.
Do you want to say what it is? What it's called?
Llanelli.
Yeah, see, you can do it. Not even English people can't pronounce that, you know. No, they can't. No, I've heard people go Llanelli, and it's like, you know, it's
you gotta get a in there.
You gotta get a spit it out, you know.
Yeah. It's not tiny, but it's not huge. I mean, it's not anywhere near as big as Austin, and Austin is not even a huge city. But I was still surprised to see. I can't remember. It seemed like there was something else too. Going back, but I don't know. Anyway, I was just surprised to see. Yeah, KFC, McDonald's, Subway. Yeah, no, I don't remember seeing Burger King. But anyway, I was surprised. I did not expect, nor did I really want to see them. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, oh, I'm going to another country. Like,
yeah.
I didn't want to see, like, the same kind of restaurants I can get here, the same, and then go in the grocery store and see the same name brand everything, or
Old El Paso.
or whatever, you know. So, yeah, that was a little bit. But going back to the differences in the menus.
Yeah.
The menus are different.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some of the same stuff, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's called usually... I mean, like, for example, if you go into a Subway, and it's very regional. It's like if you go into a Subway in Llanelli, or anywhere in South Wales, you're going to get a chicken tikka Subway sandwiches, which you will not get over here. You won't get that over here.
No.
And you found that a bit weird. You didn't like it too much, do you?
It was okay. I love chicken tikka masala, but yeah, the sandwich was...
I like it. But then again, I pay less for getting a chicken tikka sub at Jenkins, you know, a chicken tikka baguette at Jenkins Bakers, which is another chain, funnily enough. I suppose you could call it fast food, but it's only in South Wales.
Yes,
but, yeah.
Jenkins, if you're listening, we need you.
Yeah.
We need you to expand.
And we're
to
talking
America.
about national chains. Greg's is huge all over the UK.
Yeah, would you consider that fast food?
You can go in, you can grab it, and go.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, it's essentially a bakery.
It's a baked goods. You're not going to be able to get like a burger and fries.
I was surprised that Nando's was on the UK list of fast food. Because you can...
It's more casual dining.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel fast foody when you go inside. I don't know if they have a drive-thru or not. I can't really remember.
No.
To me, fast food places have drive-thrus.
You don't see that much. I mean, you'll see it at McDonald's and Burger King and stuff like that. But yeah, Nando's doesn't have a drive-thru. I mean, it's delivery, really. You can get it. You can order it online and go pick it up. Yeah, I just miss Nando's. Yeah.
But, so then you also have the, like in McDonald's, you have the fillet meal.
Well, no, that's KFC, actually.
Right. That was KFC.
The fillet meal.
The fillet meal. Dominic's accent is not that thick, right? I mean, I don't know if people listening to him...
I don't know what you're talking about, girl. It's very thick. Very thick it is.
Really, like, have any trouble understanding. I never really had any trouble understanding him.
She did.
Except maybe a couple of times.
Couldn't understand me. She was like, I don't know what you're saying, mate.
Once with the middle name.
Stop.
And then this...
Once with the middle
and then
name.
this fillet. And then this fillet meal. Oh, I'm going to go get a fillet meal from KFC.
You're going to get a fillet.
And I thought it was Philip. And I'm like, okay, the fillet meal, yeah. And to me, it made sense because, you have Prince Philip in the UK. So I was like, okay, they've named a freaking sandwich after.
KFC, they just had to name a sandwich after the Duke of Edinburgh. Prince Philip.
No way you people are like.
But it was, I can't remember how I found out about that. It's like, I think we were in there.
Yeah,
and you were like, oh, filet. I was like, fillet. Yeah, what did you think I was saying? I thought you were talking about Prince Philip.
I thought you were saying
I was like, what
Philip.
are you talking about?
Philip.
Pa.
Yeah, it's because in America we say filet. Yeah, we do the French.
Filet. Yeah, I mean, I think some places, if you're posh, it's like, oh, I'm going to get a filet. Filet, innit, mate? Thanks.
But yeah, what are some of the other differences in menus in the UK that you can remember specifically? I know we went in there. There's so many people who
chicken
travel.
Legend meal, I remember at McDonald's. I mean, I'm very much... I mean, you can get a Big Mac there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's That's not different, Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're going to look at the menu of McDonald's now in the UK.
We're going to cheat.
We're going to cheat and look at the menu at McDonald's, and we've got stuff like a breakfast wrap.
Now, granted, we don't eat at McDonald's that often.
Yeah, and probably some of our listeners don't either,
so
really.
There's probably stuff that is new on the menu in the UK that wasn't there, like... Millionaire's
latte seems to be.
And there's probably also stuff that may also be on the menu here in America that we just don't realize.
I mean... Really,
the Big Tasty, definitely. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that's just a burger. That looks like, and
again, chicken. That goes with I mentioned in a few podcasts ago, like everything in Britain has to be cute. Everything's going to be named kind of cute.
Yes, you were very
the
cute.
Big Tasty.
You were very cute over there saying things. Like ordering things. I'm going to get a Big Tasty. I'm going to get a big chicken Big Tasty.
No,
Big Tasty with bacon. Yeah, and there's the classic. The barbecue, and there's you can get a hamburger and a cheeseburger, like the Chicken Legend. That was my go-to sandwich.
Chicken Legend,
and that's just kind of like a chicken. Over here, it's just like a McChicken sandwich thing, but on this, it's got a ciabatta bun and cool mayo.
Oh yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah, it looks lovely, doesn't it? But,
I like ciabatta, yeah.
Hot and spicy mayo. Alongside the classes of chicken, the mayo chicken, Filet-O-Fish.
Yeah.
The Filet-O-Fish.
Here's something you would never... Well, I don't know. Maybe it is on the menu. I don't go to McDonald's.
No, it isn't. I mean, when I've been to McDonald's, I haven't seen any, vegetarian options, really.
That's funny. Guys, vegetarianism is huge in the UK. So... Yeah. at most of these restaurants, you're gonna have several vegetarian options.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just interesting to me that even McDonald's has, and maybe they do here as well, I don't know, but yeah, you're gonna get a vegetarian option at pretty much any fast food place that they have, either UK chain wise or American chain wise.
Because there's a lot of like vegetarians and vegans. But anyway,
to get back to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
Again, looking at this list, there are so many American fast food chains.
Again, that's and I was doing research. I was like, oh, what, why isn't it like there's no British chains over here,
right?
And stuff like that.
But there's not that many British chains.
There's not many. No, I think the only ones I can think of.
I don't understand.
Like burgers, like Nando's. I mean, that's not even a British chain. That started in South Africa.
Yeah, right.
But it's taken off in the UK. It may as well be, There's Little Chef, which is just kind of like a roadside kind of like.
Is it sort of like a Denny's?
I guess. I don't think there's many left. I mean, the problem with Britain is it's like America really has gripped it in the fast food industry. It's like Wimpy is the oldest one and it's still going.
Yeah.
And it's named after the Popeye bloke.
Right. I'll gladly pay you on Tuesday.
Gladly pay you on Tuesday. And that started in 1955 and it hasn't changed its menu that much since. It's still home of like a burger, the original UK burger.
Yeah.
And it's French fries. And it's kind of a funny experience going in there because, when you go into fast food like McDonald's or Burger King, you just have to, you have to order yourself.
Mm.
But that's kind of like in Wimpy, it's like, oh, take a seat. I'll be with you in a minute. And they take your order.
It's sort of restaurant style.
But it's fast food. It's fast food. It's like, that's how you do it.
That's interesting. Huh. Yeah, I can't think of any fast food restaurants in America like that.
But it's kind of like a dinery kind of like...
Okay.
And it started in the 50s. And it's, it was really popular in the 60s and 70s.
But fast food?
Burger and fries.
Oh, well, I know, but you have over here like Red Robin, and that's not fast food.
But it's not. No, it's if you go in there, it looks like a McDonald's type place.
Yeah,
it's like.
But there's nowhere then for you to say, I want to get this to go.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Oh.
You can go up to the counter and tell them, I want to get it to go, or you can tell them,
Right.
But usually people sit in because when I was a kid, I used to make my dad go to Wimpy. Because there was one in Carmarthen when we used to go up there, because that was probably... And it's shut now, it's gone, because Wimpy is just kind of like disappearing slowly from the UK, even though it was a huge thing in like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
But I used to make my dad go, and I'd get onion rings and a burger and chips or something, and he'd have to get a spicy bean burger because he was vegetarian. Even back then,
yeah.
They still did vegetarian options, and that was like in the 90s.
Mm.
And but yeah, it's just slowly, it's just like it's been not even like when McDonald's came to town, did it like do anything to change its menu or anything really, and it's still kind of surviving. There was one in Torquay where I grew up,
Yeah.
And, I think that's gone even.
It's weird,
it's all in, like, small towns now,
I wonder if these restaurants just, they didn't have any desire to expand, like, worldwide, or...
I think it's more a case of
any...
franchising a big business.
Requires a lot of money.
It requires a lot of money, and also the market for it. And it's also cheaper to supply, as well. If you have a McDonald's, it's cheaper to supply 100 to 1,000 to a million restaurants than it is to 25. If say Nando's, Nando's has opened over here in DC and all that, but they haven't really expanded that big.
What do you mean? Because you get a better discount?
You get a better discount. Yeah, that's how it's kind of worked. That's what I'm assuming anyway.
Right.
I mean, I read that someone said that on a forum. And also, it's like, they've got to find the right people to enter the market. So, I seem to remember someone saying, oh, do they still have Wendy's in the US? To me, when we were back in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, yeah. He was like, oh, yeah, it used to be over here. And I was like, totally don't remember that. That must have been before my time,
Oh, yeah.
It was like, he goes, oh, yeah, and maybe the 80s or something, it came over.
Yeah.
And then it just disappeared because it was like there was no call for it.
Yeah.
Chik-Fil-A, too, I mean, that they pop up occasionally in London. Mm-hmm. But it's like there's no way for them to kind of enter the market.
Well, London does... They actually do those, like, pop-ups.
Yeah, the pop-ups.
Yeah. So...
And it could be a pop-up Wendy's.
Right.
And but it'll only last for, like, a day and then it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know.
It's really weird because...
I mean, I kind of get it as far as the American chains because it's like Britain already has Burger King and McDonald's and it's like what's setting Wendy's apart? Why do we need Wendy's? We've already got these other two American burger chains.
And it's also a case of...
Why do we need Popeyes? We've already got KFC. It's like, well, Popeyes...
Or churches, yeah.
Right. Why do we need Panda Express? All of our Chinese places are takeout. They're not sitting.
Yeah, that's true because Panda Express, that's something that would probably be a little different to someone who's never been to the US before and had American Chinese food. Mm-hmm. Because, there's like General Tso's, there's sweet and sour chicken. It's all kind of like tempura battered, and it's kind of different to what UK Chinese food is.
Oh, God, yeah. UK Chinese food is so weird because you get... It's like Chinese, but you can also get curries. Like, you can also get Indian food.
Yeah, well, Chinese curry it is, really. I mean, you can... Some of them, I guess you can. These are like local places.
Yeah. But then you get... I can't remember if they had egg rolls or anything like that. They have the prawn cocktail crisps.
Prawn crackers.
Prawn crackers, that's it. And then they have fries, chips.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's to be fair to that. That's just Wales. Wales is in a love affair with chips. You can get chips with everything, and it's like, and I mean, Britain loves chips, but nowhere near as bad as Wales does. Wales is like hardcore.
I'm curious if we have any British listeners. Let us know if Chinese places near you serve chips on the menu. If you can get like lemon chicken and chips or something like that. So good right now.
That sounds so good. No, it's like it's same with Indian places. Like in where I was living in Wales, I could get chips with my chicken tikka masala.
Yeah.
But I'd go up to London and stuff, and I remember I was staying the night there, and I was like, it was an Indian place around the corner, and I went in there and I said, "Oh, chicken tikka masala and chips," and they were like, "We don't do chips. Rice or right? You want rice?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do."
You know what? It's just dawned on me why Britain doesn't do fast food themselves. And
it could be because of the food laws as well, UK and EU possibly, and stuff.
But no, I think, and this is my working theory that literally just popped into my head.
Sprung in.
That it goes back to, remember a few podcasts ago, we were talking about my mom's theory that you guys have more bakeries and little kind of, to us, old-fashioned type stores and restaurants and things like that because there's more foot traffic. So you can be walking by and go, oh. Traffic, yeah. So maybe that's why you guys didn't ever really do fast food that much.
Because no one was really driving around to get into it. Yeah.
Fast food is popular over here because of the drive-thrus for the most part. Yeah. Because you just pull up in your car, order through a window, get it, and keep going, Yeah. And you eat it while you're driving. You're not supposed to, but
people never get out of their cars here. It's like WALL-E. Has anybody ever seen that film WALL-E? They're just in their chairs and they just go, and it's just like their legs have atrophied because they never walk. They like to park close to the grocery store. That's the only place they can walk around. They like to park in the spot closest to the door so they don't have to walk that far.
Yes, and people will wait wait for you to get out of the spot instead of just
they will
driving.
wait hours.
But I bet that's why. So it was like you guys just didn't really bother with it because the drive-through wasn't really a culture because a lot of people walk or take public transportation.
They like to go and sit in somewhere, you know. They like to go, I'll go to Greg's, and you know there might be a sit-in, I'll have a cat, you know. It's like there's just, it seems there's more old people in the UK. Well, when I was a kid, there was always like little old ladies with white hair who all look the same, and they carried one of those little shopping bags on wheels, you know, like they carried them behind them, you know.
Yeah.
And they'd always be going, go for a coffee and a cup of tea, you know.
Yeah. But you mentioned Greg's.
Wherever. In Greg's or whatever.
Is Greg's considered fast food? To me, that's a bakery.
I'd say you can get pretty much anything there. You can get a slice of pizza there.
Oh, can you?
French bread pizza.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, you remember it.
I don't, actually.
And I mean, now you can get a vegan sausage roll there.
Yeah.
Which is dividing the nation on people going,
I think we have a Facebook friend that just got one. I saw his post.
Oh, yeah, Tim.
Tim
got one, yeah, and he said it was very nice.
Yeah.
I think it would be nice, too. I mean, you don't listen to Piers Morgan and all those idiots who are like, the resistance to veganism starts here. It's like, if you want a meat sausage roll, you can get it.
If you don't.
Don't do it. And it probably tastes exactly the same. They've probably perfected that recipe.
I think the resistance goes with, and this is not probably
it's a tangent.
A topic we need to like get
into. It's hardcore, you know.
But I feel like vegetarians and vegans, they can get a bit preachy sometimes.
Yes.
And people don't like
very
to be
preachy
too. So.
I mean, I know. Yeah.
Yes.
Pret a manger.
Yeah, is that British though?
I don't know.
Because it sounds French.
It originated in London, I think. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it's all over the place.
Yeah, that's
there.
Is this like a sandwich place?
It's a sandwich shop. It's kind of like it's a coffee shop.
I'm
too.
really kind of surprised actually, because that's sort of a fancy sandwich place. It seems like
it's a little expensive, but
it seems like something that we'd have over here. I'm surprised that they haven't expanded. And they probably have one in New York City.
They probably do. I think I've heard of them I think I actually might have even seen them in New York City. I think when we were up there, I thought I saw it. Yeah. They just probably haven't come over here because there's not a market for it, you know. And also, it's like it's a British chain. And there's that stereotype. Oh, British food is bad. It's bland and it's crap.
Just the fact that you're saying this is hilarious to me because you guys. Let me just tell you a little secret about Dominic.
Telling me all my secrets.
He had never heard the stereotype that British food was bad.
I never heard it.
I still to this day cannot believe that you had never heard that.
No, I'd never heard it. I mean, I lived in Britain, so it was like... I mean, I'd heard the bad teeth stereotype from Austin Powers, funnily enough.
I guess I just assumed
it's like, yes, I get it, I have bad teeth. And I was like, what's the bad teeth stereotype? But then I like looked it up, and it was like
bad food,
dental
bad teeth.
And all that. Bad food, bad teeth. But it's so funny coming over here because it was like people would like, oh, what do you eat in the UK? And it's just like the same stuff that you eat over here.
That's so funny.
I mean, you know.
You may be right.
Like, oh, it's all disgusting over there, right? It's all disgusting, bland food, and you eat.
You may have just hit the nail exactly on the head. That may seriously be why we don't have British chain restaurants, chain fast foods.
We have cracked it.
British food is not bad, you guys. It's not bad.
It's not bad, except. The first thing that I gave Erica was a Greg's sausage roll when she came over.
Oh, I wasn't impressed.
She wasn't impressed, no. She was like, oh, it's flaky. Oh, it's bland.
It's dry.
It's dry. Tasteless. It's tasteless. And I was just like, it's really good. I don't know what you're talking about. It is good, too.
No, I bet that has something to do with it, though. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, oh, British food's bad. We don't want it.
Still that stereotype. And it's a hangover from World War II, you know, because, I mean, rationing was nothing. there was nothing to eat in Britain at that time, And then in the 1970s, when tourism started to pick up again,
right,
like Americans could afford to come over to the UK. I mean, rationing had ended in the 50s. It was like microwave meals full of preservatives, full of chemicals. It was crap. It was like disgusting stuff. And we watched that Back in Time for Dinner, and it was like, yeah, this is the age of like microwave meals, and
Yes.
I mean, they're much better now, obviously.
If you guys are interested in the kinds of things that we talk about in this podcast, which is sort of British history, American crossover, cultural
crossover
things, you should try to see if you can get a hold of any of the Back in Time series.
It's living history in Britain.
Yeah, they're really, really interesting shows. They
really should do one for
Back in Time for Dinner, Back in Time for
Back in Time for the Weekend. Right now they've got one playing called Back in Time for School, which is examining school from like the Victorian era up to now.
And all they do is use historical documents to see how the day was run or whatever. So apparently they did sort of like on the census records that we have, they had meal records that they would have.
It was called a National Food Survey.
Yeah.
And it ran from like the 1940s, I think, to 2000, when it became like, no one was bothering to fill it out.
Yeah.
And it, they'd survey people of what they were eating for a meal.
They'd give them a book. They give them a book to literally fill out each meal. What did you make for your family? That's all they had to do. They could make whatever they wanted, but just record it in like a little diary. And then,
they'd send it to the government and they'd file it away and, for future use in a TV program.
Yeah. And it makes really interesting.
It is really interesting. Back in Time for Dinner. I think they did it with a family, and they just got them into the period and stuff like that, and it was really interesting. It was watching them eat, because some of the stuff, it was just like, oh god, how did they eat that crap back then?
Yeah.
And it generally showed that the 1960s was when everything became great again.
Yeah.
And you started to get more like tasty food and stuff.
But so yeah, I think we solved the mystery of why there's not British chains over here.
Mystery solved.
Also, in addition to the bad food stereotype, though, I think maybe it's a little bit like, what is British food?
Yes, I mean, at the end of the day, it's
not really a cuisine like French food or Italian or Chinese or Indian, is it? I mean, it's just mostly kind of home style stuff, save for like a few specific things like toad in a hole or Yorkshire puddings, or there's
steak and kidney
pies, meat pies, things like that. But I don't know how much that stuff is generally like eaten now, or like,
well, I mean, it's still eaten, pie and chips is still a big thing in Britain.
Yeah. I mean, that being said, I guess, what is American food?
I mean, that's what I keep saying.
But we made it.
Hamburger and hot dogs.
We made
it.
We made a business.
Barbecue.
We made a business of kind of American food is fast food.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's pretty much it.
So I guess we invented that. I don't know.
Fast food, that's pretty much American.
That's why we have so many
food.
of them.
Yeah.
That's why they're kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
Because I know in China or is it Japan, KFC is huge.
It's Japan.
Yeah. They do it at Christmas.
It's Christmas, yeah. KFC is like the thing to have at Christmas time, apparently.
Yeah, so it's
the Christmas meal.
Our reach of junk food knows no bounds.
Knows no bounds, yeah. Well, I think we've covered pretty much everything.
So, yeah. We sort of went off on several
tangents, yeah. Sorry about that, everybody.
We can do that.
Look us up on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah. Instagram.
Website.
Buy us a coffee if you like this
Buy us a coffee if you love this content. Just a little tipping service so we can keep providing this stuff for you.
think that's all.
That's it.
Yeah. Let us
Thank
know what your favorite fast food. If you do fast food, let us know.
I think there's some people out there that might do it.
Yeah. Let us know because I know. There's billions of fast food places that we left off talking about.
Chick-Fil-A, all that kind of stuff,
Yeah. So if we missed out your favorite one,
give us a shout. Yeah, and tell us what your favorite is. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.